Check it out. Once again, it's Bum Shadows, and it's another live stream tonight, the Friday night one. I've been kind of looking back and just how I feel and how I've been feeling it. I definitely, not just because of and I know maybe I was lucky that night, not just because of the expanded numbers on Tuesday, but I also felt a lot more comfortable, like energy wise, on Tuesday. Now, as far as yesterday, it was a great stream. Don't get me wrong. All the chat, people were cool and everything. Energy wise, for myself, I wasn't really feeling the Thursday night one. So far, I'm going to say that as far as live streams go, I'll definitely say Tuesday at 7. I'm going to definitely do one. And then we'll see. We'll see how tonight goes. I feel pretty energetic tonight. Last night I was kind of lagging, so it's on me. All the commenters were pretty much cool for the most part, so nothing to complain about there. Now I looked, what's it called? When I looked at the poll at the last point, the vote went for Title Run Toys. So tonight's Bumboxing, unboxing, if you will, is somebody call my mama. Somebody call my mama. Somebody call my mama. It's Ernest the Cat Miller. And on this one, they show you that first official figure. And that's kind of sad in its own way, you know what I mean? Hey, what's up? Yes. What's up, yes? Where am I from? New Hampshire, bro. Yeah, New Hampshire. Appreciate you stopping in. As you can tell, I'm blind in this eye, and this eye isn't too great either. So I'm trying to read the comments, but I see you. Woo! New Hampshire. There's Chris Dreyer. He knows all about it. So, we get the cat. Meow. And we're going to unbox his bum right now. Baby. Oh, actually, before I do that, let me get sufficient looks here. We got series. I bumboxed Danny Davis recently. Where the F did he go? Oh, there he is. I'm from New Hampshire. There he is. Danny Davis, baby. My critique on this, if you didn't see it, the only thing I can really complain about, yeah, the dome's a little too big. And for some of the giant head, I can still say this is a little too big for the body. As far as I said, if I could talk, Danny Davis, wow. Anyway, I think that the dome is a little too big. However, other than that, it's pretty cool. And I also bumboxed Paul Orndorff, where I put him. And then there's also Hoovy Juice, and the Mothman, Brian Clark, Adam Bum. Hey, hold up. Hey, what's up, Cody Hansen, 5151. All right, so we're going to unbox the Cat Miller. Bumbox, as I call it, baby. Let's see what this is all about. He's got that kind of, he's got that kind of standoffish foot, that bushwhacker's foot. So I really hope this bad doggy stands on its own, baby. So we're going to find out right now. And as I peel it off, baby. Woo! Actually, I give it on the card rip, I'll give it a B or a B. Oh, if it wasn't for this little area, I would have had it. But look at the cat. He's looking at you. He's like, I'm the greatest. Somebody call my mom. He's looking at you. He sees, he's like, yep, you're going to enjoy this figure. I bet you will. In his voice, though. Which I got to work on a bit, but I'll get an impression down. I just need a little review. And poor Ernest is suffering. He's in a plastic effing bubble. He can't breathe. He just wants to get out and dance. He wants to do the feliner. He wants to do all that. So we're going to do that. We're going to give him what he wants, and we're going to pop that right out of the plastic. So I'll give you the first look-see. I'm looking through at the same time. There's Ernest Miller. the cat, WCW Hall of Famer, I think. When I look at the face, you know, it either looks like the cat or. A second. Now hear me out. Now look at it. John Coachman, the coach. Just saying. Not trying to start anything, but kind of looks like the coach. However, let's do the joint testing. Oh, okay. Head is tight because I've heard things about these being loosey-goosey. Left arm, you see it as right arm is tight. As you see it as left arm is tight. And waist is tight. Now, TRT is a new company. This was their first stab at it. Oh, I don't know, man. It does look more like Coach. It looks like Jonathan Coachman, I admit it. The rest of the figure is very good. However, where's the box? Okay. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. I only have one eye, so maybe I'm wrong. But when I look at it, it screams like Jonathan Coachman. Or the coach, if you will. I don't know what he's doing these days, maybe in or whatever, but like, that's honestly my first reaction. I don't want to be a jerk on these things. I don't want to be like a dinky poo. But that was my first reaction. I looked at Coach. Something about it screams Coach. As much as the cat, I have to admit. Like I said, the rest of it's pretty good. You get little tootsies wrapped up in a martial arts fashion. He's got something written on his foot. Oh, TRT, S1, maybe season 1, or I don't know. The bottom of his toots. If I didn't know like who Jonathan Coachman was, I'd probably be like, okay, but it still doesn't. I don't know, something about it's enough. Like, damn it, I see Jonathan Coachman. Is anyone else see Coachman? Or the coach, if you will? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my one eye. Which did actually have surgery too, so, and I do have a cataract in it. So, you know, my viewings might be, it will be different than yours. So I want y'all to tell me if this looks like the cat or the coach, or delusional thinking it looks like the coach. So I'll take a look and see if anyone's commented, but this is what this figure looks like. This is what the back looks like. I'm not saying it's a bad figure, just the likeness. I don't know, man. What do we got? Oh, man. Okay. Where you from? New Hampshire. Hi. I said, Cody. Is this Hornswoggle? Really? Okay, man. Come on. Seriously? Hornswoggle. Okay. No offense to little people, I'm not like Ryan either. Like, full disclosure, I'm a staggering like 5'9" on my best day. So if you consider that in that size, because I'm not even gonna say the words that are described for it, sure, but like, we totally don't look alike. There's many other people that you can insult me that look like me, but Hornswoggles are really far-reached. So I think, you know, you might want to go to the factory and work that one out and come back at me with something that actually looks like me that you can insult me with, and then I'll give you all the credit in the world. He does kind of look like Hornswoggle. Fuck you, Chris. You should go fuck yourself. Jesus. Ahmed Johnson's face, maybe. Oh, jeez. I'm getting buried. Say hi. Coach, I heard the scream. I didn't think it was an insult. Come on, man. Come on. Hornswoggle. I don't even get it. Like, he didn't have one eye. He's like Irish, apparently, or maybe I'm wrong. I'm the furthest thing from Irish, besides maybe an African American person. So, like, I'm sorry, I just don't get it. Like, I can get down with some insults. I heard Jean Pierre Lafitte, and that was cool because eye patch, dark hair, messy, I get it. Or, I made a comparison to Scotty Riggs from The Flock when Raven gave him that drop toe hold into the chair and he lost his eye. So I can even, and it's fine. It's insulting when it doesn't look anything like me. Like, and when the person is obviously much less attractive than myself, may I say. So, yeah, dude, no, not taking Hornswoggle. I mean, if you think that, then, hey, that's what you think. It's no. Monster time, baby. This is a cat. So that was the TRT bumboxing and everything. Get a good look-see at his bum. We're talking about, and it was all in fun. I'm not really mad, everybody. I just feel like Hornswoggle, though, at the same point. I'm really not mad. It's just more like, really? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if people, maybe I don't know what version of Hornswoggle they're thinking, too. Like which one? He had short blonde hair and a beard and a dirty face. Then he had what was it, like orange type of hair. I know he had long hair. Maybe it was like those DX days or feuding, but El Totoro or Totito or whatever his name was. And he had kind of longish hair there. So maybe at that point, but I don't think he had the big beard at that point either. Yeah, I'm trying, but I don't. Forgive my vision, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. I mean, it's fine, but all right, hey, whatever. Everyone sees what they see. It's fine. I don't care. Looks like I missed a good shot already. Hey, Waddy, what's up? I like that shit. I gotta look up some more local pigs now. Yeah, no, man, it's just like, and I mean, whatever. All right, let's take the elephant out of the room. He's obviously a little person, but it's not that. It's more when I think of him facially, and Chris might know I'm thinking of somebody else that also was a little person. That's no longer with us. That I think, in all due respect to him, looks more like him than I ever would. And all due respect to that man who's passed. I don't want to name him or do anything, but honestly, the more aware, I think, or maybe it's just because you know what? Actually, I think facially they did kind of look more alike than definitely me. So, with that being said, what's it called? I saw a lot of sales coming up. The figure collection site, if you has 2 new Macho Mans up. They're cool. I should have brought up the ones that I have. It's in the same mold. One of them's got the neon pants, which is supposed to be Macho, and he's in a bandana, but okay. And then the one in the green tights, with the blue knee pads and the boots, the yellow boots, is limited to 250. So, closure, I pre-ordered them both. If I'm not here to work for anybody else. I just know whatever discount codes work. I used the Kyle Peterson one. I used Kyle and gave you 10%. Thanks, dude. And yeah, you know, I don't care. That's what I used. And it saves you 10%, and they get free shipping, which is radical. So yeah, that's the way to go, I think. And I know Macho Man's been saturated in the retro toy market. And you know, he's my favorite wrestler. I'll make an excuse. I've been looking at too, and Fly the L, when he was here, said that they had a sale, and I checked it out, and it was like, yeah, 30% off each one. Now, Latini's got a lot of different products. They do get a lot of flack. It's a very creative company, however. And I'm definitely tempted more in the WrestleMatic series, which would be more in my alley. I know they got the quote-unquote LGN stuff, are definitely sick looking, and is a cool collection what it is. But I limited budget wise, I've stuck to the retros, but I will say the WrestleMatic series, I'm very tempted. In particular, the one with the white trunks and the black stars when he teamed with Zeus. Like, I'm looking at that one if I was going to pick something up. I'm still on the fence. And with Black Friday coming up, it's really tough. You got to kind of, oh, with me, if you're on limited funds, you got to kind of protect the wallet, see what we can do, you know, maneuver things around. Maneuver. Where is Vince, actually? What a maneuver! So that's what saving is about. It's quite the maneuver. So yeah, they're coming out with those Macho Mans. I think I've shown before. I talked before. Zombie Sailor's got the Road Warriors coming up, and the arms look longish as usual. But I will say honestly, I think their Revit looks really cool. So I would love an out of box like presentation of that to just get a good look-see poo. But no, it looks really sick in the package. I won't lie. And I'm hoping for the best because, you know, I will say for everything, like when this whole retro thing started, I mean, Mattel came to the plate first. What they were doing, I have no problem. But out of the independent companies, Zombie did come first. So there's no denying that. And everyone kind of came after. So I do root for him in that way because I think like started this whole thing. Well, along with the major pod and whatever, obviously pushing the retros, pushing everything. So I think a combination of Zombie and the major pod kind of brought retros back. So I do try to give Zombie the benefit of the doubt, but you know, in all honesty, some of the arms on him are just really effing long. And maybe too long, or not maybe, they are. So it's just, I mean, I love the faces on them, heels and faces, but, and I should have one around, of course I don't right now. Oh wait, here we go. Here's the Gladiator, Mike Awesome. When he was in FMW, I don't know if he wrestled the whole time as a Gladiator, but I know he was a Gladiator in FMW. Likeness, it's fine. I mean, I like it better with the face paint. I saw the other one. But as you can see, you know, when you talk in fingertip length, let me get my F out of the way so you can see. It's sort of like down to the kneecap. You know what I mean? And I know it's a toy. I get it. But I also get to the complaint that the arms might be too long. You know what I mean? So I guess choose your effing path. I mean, I don't know. For Mike Awesome, I will say with the longish arms, for some reason, I don't know long arms in real life. I gotta look that up. I gotta look up arm length. But let me get a figgy up here. Oh, we got Cat. It does look, if you're seeing it, get his face right between his legs. But you can do like pretty much a good Awesome Bomb figure wise. So first review this, I was very critical Then as time, so that's why I stopped actually doing bum boxes. I felt like I didn't, or I mean, the videos. That's why I do them live. I just want my honest reaction. Because a lot of times my initial reaction depended honestly on my mood, which is not a good way to rate things. So while I live stream, it's like a live, honest reaction. So when I saw this initially, I wasn't too up on it. It's grown on me. And not that it shouldn't have, but I guess I was just focused on the arms, which are still too long. I'm not going to lie. However, if you look at the rest of it, as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty damn good. And if you look at his bum, it's going to say awesome backwards, but believe me, it says awesome forwards on his bum if you read it in person. So that's the deal with that. Okay. Your bum openers were awesome. I watched a few. Thank you, Chris. WWE. I could talk about that a little bit, but let me just, what is going on. Robert Alexander said nice. I'm assuming, well, maybe he's talking about, no, I assume he's talking about the figs, but appreciate it. My hands don't down to my knees, just to my pee-pee or bum when standing up straight. Yeah, same here. I don't know if you can see the chat. I will call it a Popeye. That's awesome. Yeah, that's no, I like that. That's funny. Yeah, dude, it wasn't even the. I know it's on like whatever live chat. I don't care. It's like the Hornswoggle thing didn't. It bothered me just in a way of like, I don't know. So it wasn't like I'm mad. So I just want to clarify to anybody in the chat. Buddy, like I'm not mad. I was just confused. That's all. I want to make that clear. I have Hasbro. That's not a bad awesome toy from Robert Alexander. Yeah, no, Hasbro is the jump off. Actually, perfectly. I have Undertaker sitting here. Here's a bro. Here's a Hasbro, but not a has been. It's the Undertaker, baby. So Hasbro is my jam. I mean, like, for my age, you'd probably expect LJN, but my fandom really peaked with the Hasbro era. You know what I mean? I was too wrapped up in He-Man and the Masters Universe, which I still love. But at the time period that LJNs were coming, you know, the Shadows family wasn't a Richie Rich, so it was kind of like I could choose. So back then, I'd pick the He-Man figures. And I amassed a pretty decent collection. And I skipped the LGNs just because of money. But as I got older, older, I learned about the Hasbros. I saw them at friends' house. I'm like, these are pretty cool, like they're not the rubber. They got like, sort of action that you can like do. You got like some maneuvering, if you will. So Hasbro was a whole jump off, and that's the personal love of me. So, but as a cool toy, I think I can show it against the cat. So this is one from my, let me look at his bum. I think it was 91, maybe 92 at the latest. And they got the cat from, I believe, 2025, if not 2024. I see you, cat. You rest in a pet cemetery. That's what he said to him. So that's that. So yeah, pretty much any news I have, I kind of posted on the page of anything retro coming out or whatnot. Hastel took this guy right here. Putting out some pre-orders on the only figure I need to get, Steve Mongo McMichael. I love Mongo. I gained a love from him when I started this channel, when I started all the Nitro reviews. I'm like, this guy is great. So I need that Mongo figure. Oh, the Sandman. And I haven't opened my Sam from Zombie yet. But if I'm looking at look-sees, he might, have him beat there. I'd have to do a side-by-side. I'll eventually probably get the Sandman. Heath Slater, on the other hand, no offense, I'm all set with you. Godwins with Uncle Cletus is tempting because the Godwins are naked under their overalls. And it comes with Uncle Cletus, Tony Anthony, aka TL Hopper. So, and that was so short of a live gimmick, like, wow. So those, I believe that, those four amongst, like, he had other releases from the New York Comic Con, and actually himself was one of them. So that's one of them. But he also, I haven't got the Strike Force yet. I did, and maybe in the future, just showing real quick, I did pick up Ian Douglas. So if it's voted on, hey, that might be the next one. The Dino Machino. Yep. So, yeah, pretty much coming up on the half hour. I think I've covered everything I wanted to talk about. Let me see. Yeah, we got Black Friday coming up. I think I talked about that before. So yeah, that's gonna be on the wallet poo. I'm just picking and choosing. I'm just trying to see what I could get. I did, I think I put on my page, I did pre-order the 2 Macho Man. Macho Man's my favorite, and I do like the way that Figure Collections does it. I know it's the same mold, but it's a good mold. And I do like it, and like I said, if you use a discount code, I use the one from Kyle, I'm not gonna lie, you get 10% off, so then it, like, for me at least, it broke it down to like about roughly $63 per 2 figures, so not too bad. I know the mark is oversaturated with Macho depending on your views or how you feel about them, but I still actually, as much as he's my favorite wrestler, have not been able to or will buy all his product. It's just crazy. I love Macho Man, but like every company's got something going on with Macho. Macho Man still got the belt of bum wrestling. Yes, he does. I gotta start that up again. I've been meaning to do that. I've been this week just trying to figure out like live streaming and what I feel and what like be enough but not too much, and then what will kind of be like a good time slot or whatever. I did say earlier, not just because of the numbers, although those are helpful, but on Tuesday, I think I just felt better that day too. Yesterday, I was pretty run down. Today, I'm sort of in between, but I know like Tuesday, I was like doing pretty good, I felt like. So maybe that's the day to do it, if not anything. Like, I don't mind doing, I do one with Waddy every Monday on 7 p.m. Eastern. So, I mean, Waddy's channel. So, I mean, like, I love doing that. But then it's like, how many live streams will I do a week, So it's kind of in that, like, deciding thing, if you will. So far, I'll say one every Tuesday at 7, because I like that spot. It felt good. It got good results. It felt really good. And it got good results. So I can ride that wave a little bit. I'm going to say that I'm going to take Thursday off. I'm not going to, plus I got to work on this Fig Fed PPB, paper bum. So this week was just, that's why I'm all over it this week. It's not like this is going to be every week. I just sort of wanted to like feel it out, see what each day or night feels like. Not only the people that watch or chat or whatever, which is cool, but more like how I feel the performances, how I feel my energy level is, and my, what my social capabilities are for that day. So far this day is a bums up. Thursday, thumbs down. Tonight, I don't know. I'm sort of between tonight. I'm not like, nothing like bad happened. I'm just more like, is this the spot to do it? Friday night. So I guess I'll have to think it over. Tomorrow I'm not doing one. Here you, what's it called? Check out Waddy's channel, Fly the L. Both good friends of the Bum Shadows channel. And they'll do a live stream, but I'm kind of like, after 2 nights in a row, it's like the retro game is saturated, but how much can I talk about it also? And I'll respond to things in the comments, which is fine, but I'm just like, I can say, so I think I'll say right now that maybe I've said enough, not in a bad way. I might do one Sunday. I'm not sure. I'll post on my channel, and if you want to check that out. But then after that, it's going to be more like, I'll say right now, like Monday with Waddy. Tuesday, I'll do one by myself. Then 1, 3, and I'm going to say not Thursday. So one of these two, Friday or Sunday, depending. It might be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, then you don't see me for 4 days. That's the best way to do it. Or spread it out a little more. Like, and not taking away from myself, but I know, like, so much is so much. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be too much, but I want to be there. I do want to grow this channel. I do love the figs, if you will. So yeah, I mean, I'm just trying. We'll see how it goes. If I appreciate anyone that watched or anyone that commented. Whether I agree or disagree, that's just human nature. No big deal. No skin off my bum. So everything's cool. Like, nobody was like, actually, today's nice because no one was mean or a jerk or gave like homophobic slurs or like racist stuff or any of that. Everyone was really polite. The most controversial thing was Hornswoggle, and I'm good. But at the moment, I will say initially I was a little aggravated. I'm not going to lie. But as I just calmed down and realized like life is, I take myself too serious sometimes. I'm just like, all right, just chill. But I wanted to try to make it funny with the like comparisons, but maybe I missed mark on that. I'll have to review. You're a natural live streamer, storyteller, video maker. Ah, thanks, man. No, I appreciate that. Imagine, oh, I went backwards. Imagine if they oversaturated the market with doinks and dinks. You're good. No, dink rumble. Doink rumble. Or dink rumble. Looking forward to it. A guy named Bum Shadows takes himself too seriously. I know. No, it is. No, when you put it like that, I agree, Chris. It is pretty silly. Yeah, I have no excuse for that. You're right. As far as dinky though, they do have doinks, but there's never been a dink until KWK announced they're gonna be releasing a dink, baby. And I will be on that choo-choo train. KWK, real quick, is a company that made Berserker. He doesn't have his accessories on right now, but just so you get a look-see-poo. They did a really good job on Berserker. The accessories could have been a little better fitting as far as the hat, but the other accessories, or the helmet, the accessories fit pretty good. In tradition, you gotta look at those furry boots, but check out those bum cheeks. They're berserk. So yeah, KWK is gonna put out a dink. I might corner the market on the dinks by buying them all up. I have a surplus of dinks. Sounds like a pickup line. Shit. All right. Well, like I was saying, I appreciate y'all. And it's hard to like gauge because like obviously like different Fridays, different G levels, especially when you're in the mid 40s like myself. You're sort of like ebb and flow, you know what I mean? Sort of like how it is. But all I know is like I felt more like awake on Tuesday and the results were there. Yesterday I felt like a slug. And that just might be week to week. Tonight, like I said, I'm like in the middle. Like I'm not as like sluggish as yesterday, but not as energetic as Tuesday. So I'm trying to figure out what the formula is pretty much. Like what's gonna work and what isn't. Because let's be honest, like I'm just trying to make this work, like as best as I can. So whatever feedback's helpful. So yeah, I guess if you want to let me know what live stream night you prefer, what time, and I'll definitely take it into consideration and try to figure it out from there. But yeah, I mean, I mean, I don't know. I really enjoy live streaming actually because, unlike my videos, like, there's edits, there's things I can, sweep under the rug, there's things I can clean up, there's things I can, but like the live streaming appeals to my, like, in the moment energy that I feel that I have, famously, but definitely freestyle rapped a lot in my life. And like I said, not famously, but definitely as a hobby, and something that I still enjoy to this day, and that I feel is very improv. Like you're coming off the head, you're coming off of everything, and you're just kind of like describing a feeling or a situation or whatever. And like I sort of feel like in these live streams, besides the Bumboxing, and that's up till 6:45. I don't know which one because we got 5 votes tonight, but I don't know which one's gonna win. So I kind of start planning almost a little bit at like 6:45 because it's like, all right, title run toys. And I knew in my mind I was going to unbox Cat. So I did have that set up. Other than that, everything's just kind of like whatever. I don't plan anything. I kind of will just ramble or rely on the chat for subjects. I do like to provide an bumboxing because, it gives something for the figure fans. If they're going to watch anything, and maybe it would be that. And maybe they'll like what I'm saying, maybe they won't. But at least it's kind of like an open door for people to check it, whether they like it or not, or whatever, they like my demeanor or not, or my channel or not. I'd rather be judged on the channel, you know. Yeah, I think that might be it. What do we got? It could be too early for some people across the country, and I sort of see that. What's your Gilbert Jarvis? What's your pronounce? Not even being a jerk. Maybe I'm missing it. I don't know what you mean. I pronounced the channel. I pronounced the name that I'm portraying now as Bum Shadows. But if you want to expand on that, feel free. I'm not being a dinky or a dink the clown. Good night, man. I'm from Russia. Maybe it's daily time in your region. I'm a big wrestling fan. Who's your favorite wrestler? Oh, that's cool. From Russia, wow. I was really like interesting when people from like far away like stumble this channel because I'm like, wow, I'm just a dude sitting in New Hampshire, minding my business. So it's actually pretty impressive. As far as and if I could read, I'm horrible at reading these names. Like I can't figure it out for some reason. BWF. All right, the last wrestling federation, and you're from Russia, so I hope that's enough. My favorite wrestler is, and I should have him by here, but oh yeah, the Macho Man Randy Savage, yeah, would be my favorite wrestler. I tried posting the Naked Perfect Plus rep. I wanted to post, but it didn't get approved because it is a link. Oh damn. It's almost 8 p.m. over here. Yeah. You look like you just survived a battle in the Game of Thrones. Huh? Alright. Well, that's cool. They're bum shadows. Let's just leave it at that. Bro, I'm a massive wrestling fan. I'm actually text buddies with Lex Luger, dead serious. And that's Super Dad Pete 83. Oh, cool, man. Lex Luger, like, has quite the story. I mean, like, I know he went through the thing with Elizabeth with the drug problems, and then the not walk, the losing the body mass and everything. But the last thing I saw, like, he was decorating like a Christmas tree. So hell yeah for him. I mean, like, and as far as I've seen like wrestling specials and everything, like, according to these things that I watch, he was a jerk apparently, and like now though he's a completely different human. I guess he, and not getting deep in religion, but he found God, and that's what put him over the top. And DP yoga, I'm sure, and everything else. But it was cool to see him. He was standing on something, putting it up on the tree, and good for him. I mean, like I can't even imagine dealing with it. I had my own issues, but I can't imagine dealing with what he dealt with. So Lex Express all the way is what I'm trying. We are slowly losing all the legends. It's so sad, Super Dad Pete. Yeah, I know. It is sad. It is sad because, part of growing up, you look at these guys and they're like, as a kid, you're like, oh, these are the strongest guys in the world. And then you grow up and then you realize, the concept of death and everything, and how in this world is very permanent, you know what I mean, when you're living. So yeah, it's like for people that like autographs, I feel for them, because go to a convention and get a Big Boss Man autograph, or you can't go to a convention and get a Ravishing Rick Ruda autograph, or meet them or greet them or whatever and take a picture. So it is sad because these are things that the legends do, the fortunate surviving ones, you know, and I know that sounds very minuscule in the whole scope of life, but if we're talking as wrestling fans, yeah. And it sucks because, like, actually, if Chris is still in here, I know Chris and my buddies met Roddy Piper. Then he passed. I never met him, so I was like, wow, that's cool. You know what I mean? Not that he died, but like, obviously, like that my friends got to meet him and take a picture with him. So I thought that was pretty cool. And it's an unfortunate thing. A lot of it seems like the wear and tear of the road and the combination of drugs and what was not known about drugs back then. Painkillers, although it's prevalent, the knowledge now, in the 80s, in the 90s, I even know in the early 2000s, I get a toothache and someone would give me a script for like Oxycontin, like easily. They like were begging to give it to you. So like changed, you know what I mean? And they were unfortunately readily available. And when it's people that have an occupation in pain, um, for them to get addicted to painkillers, I'd hate to say peanut butter and jelly, but unfortunately. So yes, it sucks. And I'm like, oh, the worst is like Owen Hart, like total accident. That's terrible. That one hit me the worst because, like, that dude wasn't doing nothing. Like, not that anyone deserves it. I'm not a cruel person, but, like, with Owen Hart, yeah, that was rough. That was rough. I definitely felt that. I think I'm an old ass man. I think I was like almost 18, maybe 17 at the time, and I still was like, oh man, you know. So it wasn't even like a kid. It was almost a grown adult, and it hit me really hard. I was like, man, that really sucks. Not just because I liked watching. I'm just a human feeling another human's like, um, what do I want to call it? I don't even know. But yeah, no, that was a lot of sad things happened. A lot of things. Mr. Perfect was one of my favorite wrestlers. But man, Randy Savage, my favorite wrestler, he crashed into a tree. You know, and that sucks. Like, I'd love to have him around. I saw this thing of like him on Mattel approving his figure, and I was like, man, that's awesome. But I guess I'm rambling on memory road. Let me see what's going on here. I can tell you he is a genuinely kind person, and that's Super Dad Pete 83 that mentioned that he knows or talks to Luger, and you know, from like current interviews, I guess, like, and I've seen like documentaries on him, and you know what I mean, like it seems like that he is, especially nowadays when I watch things, he seems very like sincere, and not that I like know him or whatever, but like I do feel through the television screen the sincerity. So I do believe you, and it does look like he's very grateful for just being alive, which is humbling, and you know, an admirable thing from a human being, no matter what. So wow, Savage was great. Who's saying this? It's BWF. That's the wrestling nation. Wow, Savage is great. My favorites are Chris Jericho, classic. Will Ospreay, be sick. Nick Mondo, Nick Gage, or John Kansai. I'm a big fan of Ultraviolet. Yeah, man. I mean, we each things. I was definitely like into ECW in the 90s. And if Chris is still in the chat, I think Brian Ambrose, but also Cakes were fans of XWF, and I watched some of that with them. My personality, I think, lends more to the goofy, the goofy type of wrestling, like the '90s kind of like. I'm a trash man. I'm this, and that's not to like down myself, but it's just more. I'm a very like humor based person. Now I can get serious, I could get whatever mad and whatever, but like on the core and what I am, I just want people to get along. So I'm like a peaceful person. Not saying that you're not, or people that watch that aren't. It's just more in my nature, like um lean towards more of the kind of goofier, lighter side, goofier things of life. So I've watched a lot of like hardcore stuff, and mostly from this dude Cakes that we knew, or me and my friends knew, and he had a lot of that. Ended up watching a lot of it, and I guess so. In my spare time, I didn't end up really checking out too much because I had seen a lot of it, and I'm not even saying it's bad. It's just I honestly prefer personally like the storylines and you know stuff like that. I'm not saying that hardcore wrestling doesn't have storylines. It's just more the presentation, you know. So hell yeah for anybody. I mean, whatever you're into, it's cool. I love all wrestling. I'll watch backyard wrestling. I'll watch any of that. Don't get me wrong. It's just if you ask me what my favorite is, it would be 1988 to 1992 WWF. That would be my favorite. Now, will I watch like a deathmatch thing? Yeah, sure. I watched the whole thing with Terry Funk. You know, I watched things like that, No Need and everything. And FMW, you know, I'm not like exactly not familiar with it, but maybe I'm rambling on more, but I don't know. I like talking about wrestling, so let me see if I send here or missed anything. I like the way you talk. Well, thank you. Thank you, Dirk. Dirk Holt. 1145. Say it ain't got no gas. Okay, if you want me to. It ain't got no gas. Yeah, Roddy Piper was awesome. I wish we could with him more and say more to him. Yeah, man. We met Raven also. I didn't actually know that. He was trying to sell us his books for like $250 or something, but he seemed like a nice. I didn't know about Raven. I knew about Piper. My man died from a heart attack. He crashed because of the heart attack. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Sad moment. What do we got here? Wrestling Federation, BWF. Heart incident is heartbreaking. Like a story about Von Erich family. So sad. Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, those Von Erichs too, man. Wow. What a like tragedy, you know what I mean? Like all those brothers dying and everything, like in the way they died and all that stuff. That was, yeah, that's a tragedy itself. Now the Owen Hart probably hit me more just because time frame. In the 80s, I don't think I even had access to like world class championship wrestling or US or whatever I believe that's where they were stationed in the 80s. So I learned about that later in my fandom. But yeah, still sad. And I watched the DVD of the triumph and tragedy of WCCW. And at least learned a little bit about it. Yeah. Okay. Nick Hills said hi, hello. Bam Margera is looking rough, man. Warning, one eye. I don't know. Another person. I guess, like, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm self delusional. I just don't see certain things in certain campaigns. I think, like, Bam Margera, I don't think we look anything alike, really. My nationality is mostly Italian. So that right off the bat, I think like maybe with his last name he is. Who knows? But usually, yeah, like I'll get a lot of like, okay, someone has a beard and there, so I automatically look at him like stupid shit like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Like, get the hell out of here. Come on. One person said Uncle Elmer. Like, Uncle Elmer. Like, and I even said on the thing, like, if anything, I'm underweight. That dude was like mad overweight. So, like, I don't know about that. You know. So I've gotten comparisons. Bam Margera, I don't see it. And I only got one eye, so maybe I'm blind to it, but I would say no. Danny DeVito, 8 go. Danny DeVito, 88. That name's awesome. Chris Cakes, Uncle John, yes. ECW is awesome. XPW is too much. Yeah. Yeah, I personally said I'll like watch that hardcore stuff. Like the XPW style or extreme stuff. Or like the dude mentioned like Nick Gage and he's like a dude on the Independence and they're like breaking those glass tubes over each other and all that and like carving each other up. Yeah, I'm not like really into like making it that real, where you're permanently just like scarred and disfigured. Like, dude, like this dude Hannibal that does like YouTube stuff, and he cut a guy's like to the skull or something. That wasn't expecting it. So like, yeah, is it my thing? No. Like, if you're into that thing, fine. I mean, that's for you. Like I said, I go on the softer, cuddly side. I go for the old, nice, safe WWF, and maybe that speaks about me and who I am. I don't really care. I enjoy it more than people getting mutilated. I like to see like a stupid trash man taking out the trash and making me, or a plumber with his crack out, either if it's Dusty or TL Hopper, trying to unclog a toilet. To me, is more entertaining than a man getting like severed in the middle of the ring. And hey, to each their own. I'm a big, let me get it. It's unbelievable about Von Erichs. This is BWF Wrestling Federation. It's unbelievable about Von Erichs. I watched him about their biography. Claw, yep. And when I know what one of the brothers wrestled without a leg, yeah. I just have no words. Sorry for bad English. Dude, don't even worry. You have better English than... You have better English than a lot of people that claim English is their first language and come on here and attempt to type something. So, and usually when they do, they're morons, and it's something that ends with like a homophobic thing, or like, whatever. So, first of all, BWF was... I wish I could pronounce it. BWF Wrestling Federation. Yes, you speak fine English. Don't worry about it. Secondly, yes, that is very, very sad. The whole Von Erich thing. I watched that documentary. I used to read all the like wrestling magazines as a kid or whatever, but like I didn't know like the detailed story honestly until the WWE DVD came out, that Triumph Tragedy. And yeah, it's damn sad. And Texas Tornado, yeah, he's missing that foot. And I didn't know it. So good for him on that. But yeah, he had a tragedy, and he was unfortunately addicted to pills and just ended up taking them along with the other family members. There was just a lot of unfortunate things. Family, they got the fame, but they also, they got the pain too, unfortunately. So show the Ernest Killer again. All right, special request. There he is, all the glory. You can see his little cheetah poos on his taped foot, if you're interested in that. Number on it. No, I mean, if I'm going to sum it up on the Ernest Miller, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not horrible, but I can't get the image of the coach out of my head. So I think it looks more like the coach. But, not a Hasbro's looked exactly like themselves either. And I mean, the body, the pose. Actually, did it stand up? I didn't even check that. That was the whole... Is he standing? Oh, he's standing. So even with his bent little baby, a la bushwhacker style, he does stand up for himself and all his friends and family. But also, so there's Ernest. Little bum. So there he is. The coach, yeah. Hey, Odin. I'm sure that means something. Let me guess. It's a character with one eye, or like some mangy thing that lives in a cave, or whatever. Like, I don't know who Odin is, so joke on me, but I'm sure I don't look like him. I'm sure I'm much more handsome, like I know each time, so that's okay. BWF. Don't worry about long account name. You can call me just BWF or Ivan. It's my real name. We, with our friends, try to create our own ultraviolet federation, but now we have only virtual. Whoa. Wow, that's crazy, man. You get your own wrestling federation? Ah, good for you. I mean, like, I'm gonna sound motherly here, but please be careful with that. I don't want you to see you hurt yourself. But I mean, it sounds fun. I'm sure, like in my teenage, maybe just nah. Still kind of, yeah. No, I'm not the daredevil type. I'm not gonna lie. I'm more the like, the Ferdinand the Bull. Kind of just lying around waiting for things to piss me off. Odin, oh, there we go. Chris got it. Odin is the father of Thor with one eye. He's a good-looking guy also. Okay. Then I changed my mind. Thank you. What is the time, bro? Over here, it's 8:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 8 p.m. in New Hampshire. Yep, Chris got you. Wow, this one's gone a pretty bit. Not in a bad way. Like I said, not bad. I like having my buddy Chris here. He's Chris Dreyer. Unoriginal content. I don't know if he wants me to say that, but I'll say it anyway. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is bid everyone adieu. I'm gonna maybe do one Sunday, but I see here Larry Sanders coming in. He's coming in hot. I heard of Grimm's Wrestling GTS. Have you heard of Grimm's Wrestling GTS? Yes, I do know of Grimm. I knew him actually way back from his like toy hunts. I used to watch those. Have I caught up with it lately, though? The answer is no, but I do know of it, so for sure. I haven't seen it for a bit, but I did watch a lot of his stuff back in the day. And maybe as recently, like 4 or 5 years ago, I was kept up with it. So, yeah, I know Grimm. I don't know him personally, but yeah, I know his videos, and I know who he is. So, yeah. And with that being said, I'm just going to say we went about hour 05. I try to plan these for 3 minutes or what, but like I said, if conversation's going. It's good to see some of my buddies pop in. Waddy popped in for a minute. Chris Dry, my buddy, he's been here for a while, and that's cool. And new people that I haven't seen before in here, which is really cool. And BWF from Russia. That's crazy. And good for you, man. And, like, I hope your federation does well. And I hope you do well, Ivan. So, on that note, I'm going to say a good night. But before that, there's a message. There's always a message. Let's look at Ernest's bum. But the message is, keep 'em hanging.